Looks like we're live.
Woo. Hello, peoples.
Yes, hello everyone who's watching or will be watching in the future. I am Paul, I am the GM, and this is our continuation of setting up Kristi's character, who is, from what I remember, a human sorcerer, right?
Yes.
Yes. And we got as far as getting your stats down, getting your proficiencies, and then we kind of had to stop there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're gonna continue on the. Oh, and we got your background. I think I already said background, but I'm gonna say it again. We got some juicy background bits. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So sorcerers are cool because they're magic users, and the coolest thing about sorcerers is you get to choose your origin.
Oh.
So it's kind of like part of your background, but a little bit deeper than that.
Mm-hmm.
So the player's guide has 2 origins, and then Xanathar's Guide to Everything actually adds 3 more. So you kind of got a good choice of things to choose from. So I'll go over these like really briefly, and then we can get into the ones that you are really interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one in the player's handbook, for me it's page 102.
All right.
Yep.
One second.
It's okay.
Might take a while.
Yeah, I'll just go into it
scroll
because
down.
you could probably read after I get through with this. It's Draconic Bloodline. That means somewhere within your ancestry, dragon gave your ancestors favor, or like a dragon in human form is your like great 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 grandpa, and it has manifested in you in a magical way. And as you progress through the levels, uh, as your character in this class, you gain things like dragon scales and wings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a while though, but it's pretty cool. The next one is Wild Magic, and it just somehow you're able to just be able to conjure up something. You're like well connected with the magical realm, and you tap into just that chaotic source of magic, and you use it,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they have some other things that you can call upon, which makes you roll on a super awesome chart called the Chaotic Magic chart, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Wild Magic Surge. That's what it's called. That's always fun. Then you have from Xanathar's Guide to Everything, um, Divine Soul. So somewhere within your lineage, an angel or a celestial either was in human form, became part of your family, or they were blessed in some sort of way, and like the draconic, it manifests in you now as a source of magic. Then there's shadow magic, which kind of entails something from the Shadowfall, um, kind of a bad plane of existence.
Mm-hmm.
Something from there, like either tainted your family or integrated into your family, and now you use it as a source of power. And finally, storm sorcery. Which I thought that was one thing, but now I'm rereading it and I'm like, what is this?
Yep.
Um, seems like you gain your powers from the elemental rain. I mean,
Mhm.
elemental plane. Wow. But yeah. I mean, they all seem pretty cool. They all have their pluses and minuses.
Mhm.
Um, and it's really up to you what you want to choose, and that will actually start giving you some features. And Ethan showed me a really cool trick about putting features into your character sheet last night, and I think we'll do that for you just because it will be so much faster.
You there? You kind of.
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
did you hear the last part? Or
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
so um, Ethan showed me a really nifty way to put things onto your character sheet like super quick.
Mhm.
Because Roll20 has made things even more efficient for people rolling on their platform. So, super good. So, we can put this on the back burner and we can work on some other stuff if you wish.
Hmm. Let's see. As for background,
Yeah,
hmm.
your
I would
sorcery
think
versions.
wild magic would do best, just like out of nowhere. It's a thing.
Alright, cool. Um, wonderful. So we can actually start putting some of the level 1 stuff onto your character sheet. So
Okay.
on a, I'll just talk about this. And what you can do is you can look up the main word using the middle icon that has the circle and the eye in the middle of it, and like Wild Magic Surge. That should be on there. Double
Middle
check.
icon that has the eye on it.
Yeah, right next to the newspaper.
Oh, all
Oh,
right. And
maybe
you said where now?
Wild Magic Surge, and it looks
No,
like no, it doesn't actually have it.
backgrounds.
So we'll have to add that um, manually. Um, which kind of sucks.
Hmm.
Yeah, Ethan was worried that they didn't have anything. Well, they didn't have everything up yet, but
Hmm.
yeah. So, for people who are wondering, who might be watching, Wild Magic Surge. So, at level 1, your spellcasting can unleash surges of untamed magic. Once per
Hmm.
turn, the DM can have you roll a d20 immediately after you cast the sorcery spell of first level or higher. If you roll a 1, roll on the wild magic search table to create a magical effect. If
Hmm.
that effect is a spell, it is too wild magic to be. It is too TOO wild magic to be affected by your meta magic. That's something you'll get later.
Hmm.
Or do you get it now? Do you get meta magic? Yeah, that's the third level thing. Um, and if it normally requires concentration, it doesn't require concentration. In this case, the spell lasts for its full duration. So, like, what this is saying is that if you roll a 1 on the d20, which can, 1 out of 20 chance, still good odds, um,
Hmm.
there's this whole table that I'll probably have you roll on. And it can do anything from like teleport you up to 60 feet away from like the battle or just any random direction,
Mm-hmm.
um, to making you randomly fly, or I think even giving you feathers.
Oh,
So yeah, it's a pretty random table of random things. Some of it's
I like random things.
oh yeah.
As long as they work in my favor,
So
preferably.
yeah, and we could probably actually make it so once per turn you'll roll that d20 automatically. So that's a fun thing about the wild magic and wild surges is unexpected things can happen. And then you get a second ability called Tides of Chaos. You can manipulate the forces of chance and chaos to gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or a saving throw. So you call it up, and if I'm like,
Let me write this down because I have a feeling I should probably.
yeah, this needs to be written down. Um, what you can do is copy and paste it from the PDF too. If
Ah,
yeah,
well, it's actually this a PNG, so it's kind of. I can't just cut, copy and paste.
oh, I could probably copy and paste it for you. So
Ah,
um, I'll just remind myself what it is. And I cannot spell tonight. Sorcerer. And there we go. Yeah, I'll just fill these in when they're done. But the cool thing about what I just put on your stuff on your character sheet is that it's in the long box on the right hand side of your core stat page, and you can hover
mm-hmm,
over them, and you can hit the little chat bubble, and instead of just saying that, I'll paste in the text, and it will say what it actually does. So if you ever need a reminder, you can do that, or you can hit
mm-hmm.
the little cog, and it will have the full text down
Oh,
there. Yeah. Um.
wait,
hmm? Did you catch all
uh,
that?
it's you're kind of breaking up on my end, so it's
Oh,
like,
am I?
yep, it could
Okay.
just. I don't know.
Let me check my connection really quick. Looks like I'm doing fine and I haven't been dropping frames on my end. So let me see what the live stream sounds like and I'll be right with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I was just listening to the live stream previously where you said I was breaking up. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I sound. We both sound fine on the live stream. So
all right.
yeah.
Well, that's
Just
good. But
just have me repeat things over again. I don't mind.
okay. All right. So you said you have the right here on the roll 20 of the spell. Are
Come
you
again?
there?
Yeah. I was just my brain's just trying to compute what you just said. Um,
Okay.
so
No.
these are class features that I put on your character sheet.
Okay.
So they're the level 1 class features that you have,
Okay.
and
They're already on here.
I will fill in the text for you because
Okay.
I have a PDF I can copy and paste from. That's a lot easier than like trying to put down like the 200 plus words that
Okay.
I read off.
Mhm.
Um, Next, since we know your path and your origins, you actually get one feat from being a human. And feats or
Mhm.
features are important things that you can get and kind of set you apart from other just normal people.
Mhm.
And there's a bunch of them. Uh, though some of them have to do with like heavy combat things. Like there's one that lets you dash up to an enemy really close and then try to push them over, which I don't
Mhm.
see your character doing that because in general, sorcerers and wizards and stuff are usually more ranged attacks.
Right.
Yeah. Um, though there are some that are pretty awesome, and
Mhm.
they start at page. Well, at least in the player's handbook, they start at page 165.
165. Okay.
Yep.
Waiting for it to load. It's kind of just doing its own thing right now.
Yeah. Slow connections and Google Drive. Sometimes not
There
the
it
greatest
goes.
thing.
165. Ba-da-ba-da. I think I'm almost there. 168. Okay. Getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 165.
Yep.
Finally. All right.
So I can make suggestions, or you can just read through these. But there there are some that would be excellent for your character, and then like dual wielder. I don't see you as a character that's going to be having large weapons and
Preferably no.
and being able to hold them with one. I you know you could be a sorcerer with a great axe for all I know, but I
I
doubt
think if
that.
I were to go into two different type, if I were to kind of alternate between the two, I think it'd be more rogue and mage. Well, rogue and sorcerer rather than
Yeah.
someone. I don't know.
Oh no, that will work later on. So eventually, when you reach past level 3, the
Hmm.
player's handbook and also most players encourage you to multi-class, which is a
Hmm.
whole different can of worms right now. But
Okay.
yeah,
I won't open them right now.
we'll get into that when we can get into that. But like things I always suggest that are good for characters, alert. Alert's a really awesome feat. Um,
Mhm.
you're always on the lookout for danger. You gain the following benefits. You gain +5 to your initiative, and +5 to your initiative is a huge number, especially when you're level 1.
Mhm.
Um, so instead of rolling a d20 and adding 1, you'd be adding 6 to whatever roll. An initiative
Mhm.
roll is the turn order that you go into combat. So
Mhm.
that gives you a huge advantage right away. Also,
Right.
you can't be surprised while you are conscious. So there is also a mechanic in this game where enemies, if they're well hidden and no one has knows them, can actually do a surprise attack on you, and which is a full
Mhm.
round of them just attacking you. So
Mhm.
having that is super powerful as a first level. And then the last one is other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of you being as a result of being hidden from you. So
Mhm.
even if they're hidden in bushes or they're invisible or whatever, they won't gain uh, a
Yeah,
double
I get.
dice roll against you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
because just on guard 24/7.
oh yeah. There's athlete that just does stuff to your strength and stuff. Actor,
Mhm.
and that I mean that's charisma based stuff. If you really want that. Um, then there's charger. That's the one I was talking about, doing the dash in a straight line. Crossbow
Mhm.
expert. If you're going to use crossbow, that's actually a good one to have. Um,
Mhm.
defensive duelist. Not really important. Dungeon delver. That one heightens your wisdom and intelligence checks. Um, oh, here's a good one. Durable. Um, hardy and resilient. You gain the following benefits. Increase your constitution score by 1 to a maximum of 20. And when you roll a hit die to regain hit points, the minimum number of hit points you gain from the roll equals twice your constitution modifier. So I know that makes a little not much sense at the moment, but basically when you're healing your character during a short rest, you get
Mhm.
dice that you roll. So instead of wait, what? I think I just told you the wrong thing. Whoops.
Whoops.
The minimum number of hit points you gain. Oh yeah, okay. So it's just saying that the minimum that you can gain from your hit dice, like say you roll a 1. Well, no,
Mhm.
with this durable, you actually get to gain twice as much as your modifier, which right now is 2. So the smallest you can gain is like 4, according to this, if I'm reading it right.
Mhm.
Oh, here's a good one. Elemental Adept. When you gain this feat, choose one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder.
Mhm.
Uh, spells you cast ignore resistance to damage of the chosen type. In addition, when you roll damage for a spell you cast that deals damage type of that type, you can treat anyone on. Wow, I'm having a hard time reading. You can treat anyone, like if you roll a 1, on a damage die as 2. So let's
The
say,
struggles of reading out loud.
yeah, I was
I'm
doing it.
sorry.
I was doing it really well yesterday, and now I'm just like da 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 da. Somehow
It's a
got,
Monday.
yeah, it's a Monday. Um, and you can select this feat multiple times as you level up. So
Mhm.
let's see. good example for a sorcerer would be. Let me look at the sorcerer spell here. That's level 1. Yeah, let's just say you select fire for this, and you have the spell Firebolt. So it the spell resists any resistance a creature has to it. So you just do it and do full damage to that creature despite the resistance. Or what? Spells you cast ignore resistance to damage of that chosen type. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. If a creature has resistance, it ignores that resistance type. And anytime you roll a 1 on your damage dice, it actually is counted for a 2. So that's pretty major. And yeah, that's a pretty good one to have as a magic user.
Yeah.
Grappler, that's physical stuff. I don't see your character doing. Um, Great Weapon Master, that's something you do if you're using heavy weapons. Heavily armored, yeah. You gain proficiency in heavy armor, you increase your strength score. Let's see. Lucky is a good one.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
looking at that, but at the same time, I'm like,
It's one of those ones where a lot of people who run games hate it, but a lot of players love it. Because it's kind of like it's basically re-rolling things that you botched up, and you're like, hey, I have these 3 luck points, and yeah, I'm gonna use one to re-roll that like hit I just missed or that social thing I just did. Um, it's super useful, and once again, it's one of those more powerful ones when you're just a first level character. Next one is a magic initiate. Wow, initiate. That one's a pretty good one because that gives you more spells to choose from. So instead of having the few spells you get for a sorcerer to begin with, you can choose more spells. Mobile's a pretty good one, especially if you have a lot of people getting up in your face and you just want to run away to a distance. Resilience, not a bad one. Ritual Caster is actually a really good one for just magic users in general. And I think Magic Sniper and Warcaster are the last 2 that are super good for just being a magic user in general.
Okay, where?
Magic. They're on 170. So scroll down a little bit more.
Spell sniper, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And once again, it gives you an extra spell to begin with. You
Mm-hmm.
learn a cantrip, which is a spell that doesn't require any spell slots. So it's basically a spell you can use anytime, and it's a cantrip that requires a attack roll. Choose a cantrip from Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard spell last. Spell
Mm-hmm.
list. Spell last. Wow. Your
It's
spellcast.
definitely Monday.
Yeah. Your spellcasting ability for this cantrip depends on the spell list you choose. So, yeah. Charisma. It's charisma based if it's Bard, Sorcerer, Warlock. Wisdom if it's
Mm-hmm.
Cleric, Druid. Intelligence for Wizard. Yeah, I know you can read. um, but yeah, this one's a pretty good one because it doubles your any ranged spell attacks. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of going like 60 feet, it can go up to 120 feet. Um, and as you gain higher levels, this feat especially gets more powerful as you're doing
Mm-hmm.
like you can shoot people with your spells up to like I think 400 feet with some of them. So yeah.
That would come in handy. Just thinking of some scenarios that might come up. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Just like,
no, it that one's extremely handy. So
I think I might go on a limb and say I want to choose that one.
okay, cool. And also let me just tell you about Warcaster, which is super good. So there's something called concentration of spells. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like that Harry Potter thing where you have to focus on your target if you're trying to curse them, and if you lose your concentration, the spell's over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the same general concept. Concentration, whenever it's on a spell, you have to keep your focus, and you can't do any other concentration spells. And if you get hit, you have to
Mm-hmm.
roll a um, a Constitution check to see if you can keep concentration. And so,
Mm-hmm.
Warcaster gives you advantage on Constitution saving throws when you have to maintain concentration. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it also lets you perform somatic, so like hand movements, if it's required for a spell, even if you're holding a shield and a weapon. Um, and finally, the cool thing about this is when a hostile creature movement provokes an attack of opportunity from you, you can use your reaction to cast a spell at the creature rather than making a physical attack.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that one's also another super powerful one. And you know, eventually, you have an option to gain more feats later on. So this is
Mm-hmm.
not exactly a set in stone thing, but it's something to keep in mind later. Like, okay, like later on when I'm at level 4, I can get like Warcaster or whatever. So
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I know
So,
choices.
mm-hmm. That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Are you there? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm there. I was just waiting for you to say
Mm-hmm.
something.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm being horrible at this live stream thing. It's like
Uh,
okay,
I thought, I was like, did the connection get lost?
I would have messaged you like instantly, been like, "Oh, sorry about that."
Yeah. Let's see. The more I think about it, Warcaster might be better for now.
Okay, cool. Well, I will put that in your gate thing and then fill in the words later.
All right.
And that's racial. That's from being a human, because humans are cool. Well, no, they're actually not cool. That's why they have the variant on there, because humans don't get much.
To make up.
Yeah, it's
To make
based.
up.
Yeah, it is to make up for not having dark vision and what else? Not having like cool little abilities like hiding behind a person that's bigger than you, stuff like that. Talking about being human. Um, we should probably take care of the rest of the very human stuff for you. So we got the ability score in, we
All
got
right.
the skills in, we got the feed in.
Mm-hmm.
I think do you get an extra language at all? Yep. So you get well, you get a language to choose from.
Oh.
Yeah. So everyone in this world speaks Common. It is the common language. Um,
Okay.
unless you really want to go with the struggle of, I only know how to speak it and I don't write it. You can. It's a role playing thing. But
I
most. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't think I should probably make this more yeah, complicated.
I thought you were gonna say convoluted, but whichever.
It just kind of muddled together.
Contemplated. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So there is a list of languages, or I could just say, the most common ones that other people can speak are Elven, Dwarf. Some people do Draconic because it's cool. And metagame wise, you do have an elf in your party that speaks Elven. So, yeah.
But no, I think it's best if I just stick with what's the, no pun intended, common language. But
Well, you do get to choose another one because you're human.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I can get into the actual list of languages if you wish, because there's a lot more out there. Um,
Sure. Okay.
yeah, let me find that really quickly, and we will be on our way. So there's common, which you already get. Then there's dwarvish, which dwarves speak. Ow!
Mm-hmm.
I just hit my hand. Um, there's elvish, that's for the elves.
Okay.
There's giant, which giants and ogres speak.
Mm-hmm.
There's gnomish, those are gnomes, that's what they speak.
Mm-hmm.
Goblin, most goblin and goblinoids speak goblin. There's halfling, which halflings speak. And then there's orc, that orcs speak. And then there's the even
Mm-hmm.
more exotic languages. Abyssal, that's what demons speak. Celestials, that's what celestials speak. Draconic are for dragons and dragonborn. Deep speech are for mind flayers and beholders and other horrible creatures. Infernal are for devils. Primordial is for elementals. Sylvan are for fey creatures, fairies, pixies,
Mhm.
stuff like that. And Undercommon are for Underdark traders. Those are usually drow.
Mhm. So, what would be the second common?
Um, I'd say probably the most people who get out and about would be elves in most fantasy settings, um, or dwarves.
Okay. So, we already have an elf on our team, and I don't know if he'll be able to speak. Well, probably so. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, maybe your character, since they grew up as an urchin and maybe a little less educated, maybe they just assume, oh yeah, maybe I should learn how to speak Elvish because maybe elves don't speak Common.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
whatever
so.
excuse you want to make, really. Um,
Well,
th-
who knows? Maybe there are a lot of elves around.
yeah. There are multiple times. Usually, when I'm running a game, I'm always using foreign language as kind of a barrier between you and an obstacle. So,
Mhm.
always having that one extra weird language is always good, like Sylvan, or Draconic.
Mhm.
It's once again, it's whatever you want to do and however you want to have fun with it.
Elvish. I'll go with that.
Cool. So I think you can actually add that. So it's other proficiencies and languages. Hit the plus mark, and I think it lets you add a language.
Where? I'm sorry.
Oh, did you not catch that?
I didn't catch that at all. I'm so
Ah,
sorry.
no, it's okay. So the left hand of your core character sheet, on the bottom, there's a box that says other proficiencies and languages.
Okay.
Hit the plus mark, and you should be able to add oh the extra language. Um, oh, my bad. Uh,
Okay.
so if you hit the cog, and then underneath that it says proficiencies,
Mhm.
it should let you write in Elvish.
No.
Oh, let me try. Oh, there we
Okay.
go. I got it. Yeah, so you hit the cog, it says language at the top, then underneath
Okay.
the proficiency, you type in whatever you want.
All right.
So, yeah. This character sheet's a little new to me too, so I'm still trying to figure this out. Okay, next thing, let's actually equip things to your character, because
Yay!
that's important. You always need some kind of equipment, and then, um, do you want my help figuring out how to choose spells, or do you want to do that on your own, or off air, or hello? Are you there, Kristi? Hello? Oh, I think I just lost Kristi. Uh-oh.
I'm so sorry someone walked in.
Oh, okay. I was
I
like,
was,
oh shoot, did I just like? I didn't know if I disconnected or you disconnected. It was little
no,
concerning.
someone just walked in. I was like, ah.
This is private time, I swear. Um, yeah, I have that.
But,
I have that happen once in a while too. So I totally understand. Yeah, I was actually so after equipment, we'll do spells. And do you want to try to do that on your own, or do you want my help through that? And do you want to stream it because it takes a little bit of time and it can get a little boring, especially if you have a lot of questions about like, what does this mean? So, well, which is good because this is like for beginners, and yeah, more than likely if you have questions, other people will have questions. But
right.
yeah,
Um, I think it'd be best if I get some help on here because I have no clue what I'm doing here.
okay. Well,
I'll be honest.
you're doing good so far. I mean, you are surviving the character creation process. So,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel like you're surviving?
Eh, fairly so.
Okay, cool. So, at least you're somewhat confident in what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorcerer. Um, oh, we should probably first put in your health points because those are very important.
Oh,
So
yes.
at first level, your health points are 6 plus your Constitution modifier, so it's 8. So in your on your character sheet on your core stats in the middle of the page, right
Mm-hmm.
after the 3 boxes that say armor class, initiative, and speed, it says hit point maximum. You can put 8 in there, and also for your current hit points, it's 8.
Oh, wait. Where?
So on
Armor
your
class, initiative, and speed. Oh, current hit
yeah
points. You said how much?
8. So that's because you get
8.
6 plus your Constitution modifier to begin with.
Okay.
Yep,
All right.
awesome. Um, hit dice. That's something important. So for right now, since you're level 1, you get 1d6.
Okay, so just put one. Oh wait,
Yeah, all together,
just
1,
one.
the letter D, and then 6.
It won't let me put in anything else.
How about
Ah,
yeah? I put in the total up in the total. I don't think it's
ah.
yeah. That's a little confusing. I think they changed that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, attack and spell casting, we'll leave her alone for right now. Um, yeah, let's get your character starting equipment. So if you keep going down the middle, past attacks and spell casting, there is an equipment section.
Yep.
Yep, and you can add items from there. Also, some items, if you use that eye with the circle in the chat bar, you should be able to search for some of these and be able to just drag and drop.
Okay,
Or
so let's
yeah,
see. Items.
so are you ready?
I'm looking. I'm trying to. 1 second.
Okay.
It's thinking. Aha. Okay.
Okay. So, this is your first choice. Either you can have a light crossbow with 20 bolts,
Mhm.
or any simple weapon.
All right.
And simple weapons are like daggers, clubs, quarterstaffs.
Mhm.
Um, actually, let me just read you the list. Club, dagger, great club, hand axe, javelin, light hammer, mace, quarterstaff, sickle, and spear.
Mhm.
And the weapons that your character can actually hold are daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, light crossbows. So,
Probably dagger.
dagger is always a friendly thing.
Okay.
And cool
And
things about
then
daggers. Oh, go ahead.
looks like there's also a weight to it. It looks like.
Mm-hmm. Dagger is a pound.
Okay.
And also, you can do something cool. Let's see if I can do it here. So we'll probably add more to that attack. Now it's searching. Yeah. So I guess this is more for people who are watching the live stream and seeing Roll20 on their screens. This middle button with the search, I just put in dagger and gives us a choice for a
Mhm.
dagger, and I should be able to just pull it into her attacks. And yeah, whoops, and it gave you an extra dagger. Sorry about that, but
Yay! No.
yeah.
Okay.
Just
I guess so. Oh.
oh, I deleted one too. How about you try the same thing? Go to the information, search for a dagger, choose the just normal top dagger, and drag and drop.
Okay. One
Yeah,
second. Da-da-da-da.
learning experience, kids.
There we go.
Yeah, success. So what is the coolest thing about this is now anytime I'm like, okay, um, there's a person up close to you, what do? You can say, I'm going to attack with my dagger, and just click a dagger in your attacks,
Mhm.
and it will roll everything for you.
Okay.
You can try it right now if you want.
Like you mean just from the sidebar or just
Just from the
from
middle. Just hit the
the
name.
character sheet?
Yeah, just hit that word dagger in the attacks and spellcasting.
Oh.
Huh? Did you say how or wow?
No. How?
Ow?
How?
Oh, just. I'm sorry. um, just so that box in the middle, in
Uh-huh.
the very middle, that says attacks and spellcasting. If you
Mhm.
just hit the word dagger, it should roll
Oh,
everything automatically.
okay. Okay,
Oh,
gotcha.
yeah,
So if I just click on it right there?
yep.
Oh,
It's giving you all the attack numbers that you can ever want.
okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and
I was
in the
looking down here at equipment like an idiot.
okay, and in the
Oh, like,
chat, if you hit the word dagger again, it actually rolls damage for you.
mm,
No, if you actually put your mouse cursor over the word dagger and click.
ah, yeah,
Or that. We can work on that later, don't worry.
okay.
Yep. Wow, I rolled very badly for you. So yeah, that's that. Um, let's continue giving you equipment. Yay! So you
Yes.
get another choice. Either you get a component pouch or an arcane focus. Both these have different functions that you might want to hear, and I will read to you because they are important.
Hmm.
And I will totally tell you them once I actually find them in the list. So, component pouch is a small pouch, watertight leather with a belt that has a compartment to hold all material components and other special items you need to cast your spells. So some spells will cast for will call for like a pinch of sand or
Hmm.
wool or a feather, stuff like that. And if you have this, um, you don't have to worry about that one piece of stuff that you need.
Right.
And an arcane focus is a special item. Now you can choose whatever it is: crystal, rod, a staff, a wand,
Hmm.
even. Um, Designed to channel the power of arcane spells. Um, you can use it as a spell casting focus. There's some rules about spells and stuff in here that's pretty important.
Hmm.
Um, whichever you want to choose, and there will always be a chance to buy another one because you guys are going to
Hmm.
start out in a big town. So, just the question is if you have enough money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me think 1 second. Maybe arcane focus.
Okay. And once again, you can search that in your little search thing that we talked about before, and drag it over to your items.
1 second. It's thinking. No results found.
Oh, okay. Then we'll just add it manually.
All right. And how many pounds would that be?
It depends what you choose. There's a crystal, an orb, a rod, a staff, and a wand.
Okay.
I could see your character having like a crystal, something pretty and shiny.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah, so that's a pound.
Okay.
Yep. Heck, that could even be the thing you robbed from the wealthy person.
Makes sense.
Yeah. That is, but that is something we'll have to discuss a little bit later after we're done making your character. Who and
Mhm.
what you stole? Okay. The next item is a Dungeoneer's pack or Explorer's pack. So
Okay.
they both have different items inside that are pretty useful. Um, Let me actually find. what they are. So, a Dungeoneer's pack includes a backpack, duh, a crowbar, a hammer, 10 potions, 10 torches, a tinderbox, 10 days of rations, a water skin, and the pack also has 50 feet of hempen rope strapped to the side of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Explorer's Pack includes a backpack, a bedroll, a mess kit, a tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 days of rations, and a water skin. And then, once again, it also has 50 feet of rope.
Mm-hmm. So the main difference between the two is,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
that was pittings, not potions. Sorry, I misread again.
Ah.
Oh, it's like 10 potions? I don't remember that.
Um, I would say maybe. Hmm. Maybe the Explorer's Pack.
Cool. And I know for the fact they actually have this within the search, so yeah.
Okay. Ah, there we go.
Yep.
Okay.
And for your last item, you get 2 daggers.
Another dagger?
You get 2
Or
more
just
daggers. So
okay.
you can just change that number from 1 to 3. And it's useful to have more daggers because you can throw daggers. So,
Endless supply of daggers here.
yeah. Well, not exactly endless, but oh,
Yeah.
hey, that's your items for that. Let's see if your urchin gives you a little bit more items on top of that. Urchin background,
Okay.
that is. Not just like you have urchins around you. That'd be a little weird.
Hmm.
Okay, I know what the backgrounds are. Hermit, you're not a hermit, you're an urchin. Or was an urchin. Let's see. So we already have the skill proficiencies down there. So, equipment, a small knife, which, again, that would be another dagger.
Another dagger.
Yep.
Okay.
A map of the city you grew up in.
Okay.
Actually, let's talk about that really quickly. Do you think you grew
Okay.
up in the capital, like the town we're going to start out in, or do you think you grew up in a different town?
Huh. Part of me would think the fact that the character stole from someone, though, should probably want to skip town as soon as possible.
Cool. So you'll have the map of the town you grew up in. Once again, we can discuss a little bit further what that actually means. Or,
Map of.
yeah. You get a pet mouse,
A mouse, of course. Of course. Alright.
a token to remember your parents by. Squeakers. Ah, that's cute.
Yep. I would assume the map would just be a rough 1 pound, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
And same with squeakers.
Yeah, you can even
Or
like
maybe.
go 0.5 or 0.25. I don't see a mouse being a
Uh,
whole pound.
I don't know. Squeakers is well pampered. Okay, 0.5,
Yeah.
I guess.
To tell you the truth, I'm pretty mellow on like carrying capacity and weight you actually have on you. As long as you're not like you go into someone's house and they have 50 cheese wheels and you're like, I'm taking all those in my pack. Unless you're like,
Squeakers needs to eat.
Squeakers needs to eat. Well, if you can eat that much while you're inside. And also, you have a pouch containing 10 gold. So, instead of actually
Okay.
putting that into your equipment, there are these little boxes right
Okay.
by the equipment list that say CP, that's for copper, SP, that's for silver pieces, EP, which is for electrum, GP, that's for gold,
Oh,
and PP, and that's for platinum pieces.
okay.
Yep.
1 second. Ah, nope, nope, nope. Ah, really? Okay. Now, I'm sorry again with the gold and all that. How much did you say?
10.
10 gold.
Yep.
Okay.
But that's not all. For being a level 1 character and starting out in the world, you actually have some money. But we're going to roll for it.
Somewhat? You bleeped right at that moment.
Money.
Oh.
Yep. So we're going to use dice to roll for it.
Okay.
Yep. So you need to roll me 3 4-sided dice. So 3d4.
3d4. Okay, so. Okay.
Yep. And so 2, that's 4. And then we get to times that by 10. And so you have 40 more gold. So you have 50 gold to start out with. I think you might be one of the richer characters.
Yes.
Okay, so we got your gold, we got your starting equipment, we got your level 1 feats, and let me just make sure that there's nothing else to be a human in this. And traits. We'll get your age. When you get your age, languages. No, yeah, that was it for being a human. Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's get into some. Well, I'll give you the choice. You want to go into some like just fun, whimsical like horoscope making, which will include figuring out your age and stuff, or do you want to get to the nitty gritty spells?
Let's see. So, how much we have left? The spells and the age?
Yeah, the spells and the. Basically, I made a horoscope to help you just like define your character a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with the horoscope first.
Okay. Yeah, something a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to your bio. So if you notice at the top of your page, there's core, bio, and spells. Just hit the bio button. It will be red once you select it. And at the very top of the page, there's age, size, height. Your size is going to be medium because that's the classification of the creature you are. You are a medium creature. Your height and weight, you can make up whatever.
All right.
And yeah, I think you know what to do with eyes, skin, and hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unknown.
I don't even know.
Yeah. Usually when I make up stuff like that, I look up a BMI index just to see, like, oh, what am I with the healthy weight of, like, this character being that? Or you could just be like, don't ask a lady.
I was going for like the gently approach. I'm like, I don't know. I honestly have no clue.
It's okay. It's cool. So to tell you the truth, I usually have no idea either. So we're gonna think of an age, and basically, I have this set up kind of like the um, more Chinese zodiac, and also a mixture of the European zodiac. So depending on what year you are born, you get an animal, which gives you describing words about your character. And depending
Okay.
on the month and day, it also gives you more describing words.
Mhm. Okay.
So, what age do you think your character is?
Uh, at least maybe 24 at the bare minimum. Maybe.
24 at the bare minimum?
Maybe.
Cool. Let's do some maths here, which I'm totally going to use a calculator for because I'm not going to do that. So the current year is 5013, and that's 5,013 years since the giant sword has appeared in the sky and started falling. And so if you're 24, that puts you in the year 4989, which
So 49.89.
yep,
Wait, what?
which I think I
So
actually messed up my list and I don't actually have a 4989. What? Did I mess it up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Whoa, something's not right here.
mm,
Oh, because I switched the numbers there. Haha. So yeah,
ooh,
that would give your year the year of the wolf, which the two describing words I did put down are headstrong and loyal.
mm,
So we can work with that. You can also take the antonym of them too, not loyal to no one, and
mhm,
you can still keep headstrong or change headstrong to weak-willed or whatever. Whatever you want.
mhm.
Or you can change your age a little and we can go up and down.
Ah, mm.
Question is, are you happy with that?
Yeah. Trying to
Okay.
think.
Okay.
Because she's not really loyal. I don't think she'd be loyal to anyone. It's more she does her own thing.
Yeah. Well, you could keep headstrong and just keep that as your a describing word for your character.
True. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
go with it.
A wolf is headstrong. Yay.
Hmm.
So there's 16 months to this world. So we're going to have you roll a 1d16 and see what month you land in. And if you're not happy with that month, once again, we can just change it.
1D what? I'm sorry.
16,
Ah, it's
which
okay.
is not a real dice. Well, it's not a very common dice, but
1 second.
yep.
Here we go.
I'll take the first number of that because you rolled 4 of those.
Ah,
And 10.
okay. Ah, I didn't mean to. Sorry.
It's okay. Because you
I
might want
kept just copying and pasting a command. I'm like, oh,
to. No, it's okay. You're still new to this, so.
okay.
Okay, so the 10th month is Volash, and for that, it's friendly and innocent.
Hmm.
Once again, you can take the antonyms, or we can just choose a different month.
Can we choose a different month?
Alright, I'm just going to go down your roll here. So 5 is reckless and adventurous for the month of Inflori.
That sounds more like her.
Okay. And then lastly, what day of the week your character actually was born on. And we have 8 of
Okay.
those. So 1d8.
1d8. Oop.
4. So the word for that day is structured. You can take that any way you want.
Okay.
So headstrong, reckless, adventurous, and structured.
Yep.
Yep.
Should I probably be typing this somewhere?
Yeah. Character
I'm,
backstory or additional traits and features anywhere. Actually, I could
okay,
just
so
copy them and paste them in if you really want.
that'll work.
Yeah. Boop. Yeah. Come on, hands. Be a little bit more steady, please. Yep. So in this world, I'll also have a calendar up by the time we're actually playing, so you guys can see like the calendar structure and stuff. But
Okay.
this world has 16 months, so every 4 months is a season, and
Mhm.
there are 8 days a week.
Okay.
So yeah, a little bit longer than our calendar, but it is a fantasy world, so
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I think that is everything we need to talk online about. Unless you want to talk online about like the person you stole from, town you're from, and stuff. But I rather keep that more in the background, and it's a surprise to both the
Yeah.
audience and the people you're playing with.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, I mean, if you want to do it on your own, that's cool too, and you can just write me something, even a short story about like this is how my character got in trouble.
Yeah. This is how she got in trouble with the law, and now
Yep.
now she's no longer urgent.
She kind of left that life behind her, the most literal way possible. Okay, so sorcerers, we get to do magic
Okay.
and all your spells and stuff. So, in the player's handbook on page 100, there is a chart.
Page. Okay. One
Yep.
second. I'm so sorry.
It is a-okay.
The Google Drive works on its own time.
Yeah. Um, Also, feel free if you find that going too slow to just download it so you have it on your desktop.
Probably better.
Yeah.
I'll do that on my spare time, so that way I'm not.
Not waiting and making dead silence and stuff. Yeah, that's might be
Yeah.
the best.
Okay, let's see. Almost there. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I can be patient. And plus, it gives me time to think about what I'm actually going to say to you. So,
Okay.
oh.
Okay, I'm right here.
Okay. So you'll notice at the top there's this box that says the Sorcerer, and it gives you
Mhm.
all the levels. And then if you move along, it says proficiency bonus. That's +3. Sorcery points. We won't worry about that until you actually hit second level when you have them.
Mhm.
Features, spellcasting, and sorcery origins, which we took care of this sorcery origins.
Mhm.
Um, Next is cantrips known. So these are the spells that you know that don't cost any spell slots.
Okay.
And then it says spells known, and then first. So all magic users have spell slots and
Mhm.
a certain amount of spells that they know.
Mhm.
So how I see this is like an old recipe Rolodex that
Mhm.
you have so many recipes within that Rolodex, but you only have so
Mhm.
many meals a day. So your spell slots are the meals a day that you have to prepare for, and the spells known is the Rolodex that you have. Make sense?
Eh.
Eh? Uh,
Eh.
yeah.
I'm
Um,
sorry.
how else to explain this? Um, Darn, that recipe thing usually works.
So you usually get a certain amount of spells a day. Is that
hmm
about right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So in your case, you get 2 spells that you can cast at first level, and you
Okay.
know 2 spells that are
Okay.
probably first level. So
Okay.
yep. So and cantrips are spells that you can use anytime in
Mhm.
basically any situation, except when it's specified.
Mhm.
Okay, now we're gonna do some flipping down, and we're gonna go down to page 209.
Okay. 197. Somehow I managed to get close to it.
Yay!
Okay. 200.
Yep,
Oh, wait. Hold up. Huh.
that's 200 by the actual pages in the player's handbook. So
Okay. Spellcasting.
yep.
Okay. I'm right
So
there.
there should be something that says sorcerer spells.
Spells. Hmm. Let's see. Not seeing it.
What page is indicated on your within the PDF right now? Like if it's actually on the page.
It goes to 201. Previous to that is 198.
Oh my God,
Yep.
209. I'm sorry. I read that as 200 for whatever reason.
Okay.
Wow. My bad.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm here.
So sorcerer spells. So once again, this is
Okay.
all split up within what spell level they have. So you
Mhm.
get to know 4 cantrips, and then you get to
Okay.
know 2 level 1 spells.
Okay.
And let's just go down the list because I know most of these. These are pretty awesome spells, all of them.
Mhm.
Um, though, what I usually recommend is try to make um, your list a little bit versatile. So have like a long range spell, a close range spell,
Mhm.
and something that would help you or other people out in combat. That's usually the 3
Mhm.
best things. Um,
Mhm.
so we can start with Acid Splash because that one's a decent spell. All these
Mhm.
cantrips are pretty low level, so to speak. Um,
Mhm.
and most of them are instantaneous. Most of them are not um, with concentration. And I'm just filling in time as I'm trying to remember my alphabet because for some reason when I start looking through books, I tend to forget all manners of filing things alphabetically. Anyways, Acid Splash. Um, it goes up to 60 feet, and you hurl a
Mhm.
bubble of acid at a creature, and you make a ranged attack, and it
Mhm.
does acid damage. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
Um,
Mhm.
I think Blade Ward is something that protects you. If I can find it, it would be the opposite way. I'm flipping pages right now. I'm glad I don't have a live cam where people would be like, "Hey, man, you don't know how to use a book." Blade Ward. Yeah, you have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. So that's
Mhm.
really something to protect you for a round. So if you know
More
if
on the.
hmm?
Oh, sorry.
No, go
More
ahead.
like a buffer in a way.
Yeah, it is a buffer for you. So if you know you're gonna get hit by the big bad in the next attack, you cast that
Mhm.
on you for your turn, and then you're like, okay, I don't take as much damage now.
Mhm.
Uh, Chill Touch is next. That one is a ranged spell,
Mhm.
and it creates a ghostly hand that goes up and grabs someone and gives them cold damage.
Okay.
It's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Dancing Lights. That's something that creates dancing lights within a certain matter of range.
Mhm.
And also, if you scroll down, these are like from page 211 to page, I think, the end of the book.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you need information, want more information, instead of my like general, this does this. Um, yeah, don't be afraid. Or you can even look it up in roll 20 because I think most of these spells are actually on roll 20.
Mhm. Okay. So let's see.
Actually, let me double check. Acid Splash. Yeah, it's actually up there.
Huh.
How about this? I'll read this off to you. You look it up,
Okay.
and then you can just ask me questions about the spell. How about that?
Okay. That'll work.
So, for your cantrips, Acid Splash, Blade Ward, Chill Touch, Dancing Lights, Fire Bolt, Friends, Light,
Friends.
Friends.
What?
Yeah.
What is that?
So, do you just not have friends on here? Come on.
It doesn't have friends on there?
Yeah, it has animal friendship, but it doesn't have friends. Come on now.
Okay.
Personally, I do not like friends as a spell, because there is a catch to it. So, for a duration of time, you have advantage on all charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. When the spell
Okay.
ends, the creature realizes that you used the magic to influence its mood and becomes hostile toward you. That's the catch. A creature
Nope.
prone to, yeah. It
I'm
sounds
already
really it sounds really awesome until you realize that once the spell actually ends, that creature will realize you made it friendly towards you.
Yeah, that would pretty much stink.
Yep. Uh, so after friends is light, then mage hand, mending, message, minor illusion, poison spray, a word I can never get right, prestidigitation.
Wow, what is that?
What is that? A big long word for something that's kind of cool. MNOS? No, that's not right. MNOP. Prestidigitation. Okay. This spell is a minor magic trick that novice spellcasters use for practice. You create one of the following magical effects within range, and the range is 10 feet.
Mhm.
So, first option, you create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect such as a shower of sparks, puff of wind, faint musical notes, or an odd odor.
Okay.
Option 2, you instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
Hmm.
Third option, you instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot.
Hmm.
Next one, you chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. So, you can make cubes of tofu actually taste like something.
Okay.
Next one, you make a color, a small mark, or a symbol appear on an object or surface for 1 hour. And then
Mhm.
lastly, you create a non magical trinket or an illusionary image that can fit in your hand that lasts until the end of your turn.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a cool spell for like distracting people.
Yep, that
And
sounds like.
yeah, there's a lot of role playing involved, but it's a cool little spell.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp, and True Strike.
All right. Currently adding a few of the.
Yeah, Acid Splash is a good one. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Firebolt
As for.
is a really good one. Just not
Okay.
to push you, but just like as an attack spell,
Mm-hmm.
it's super good. Um, so you were asking, what were you asking?
Um, I was asking, what about light?
Light helps illuminate objects. Let me read you the exact words there. And it's ESG. L. You touch an object that is no longer than 10 feet in any dimension. Until the spell ends, the object sheds light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20. The light can be colored as you like, completely covering the object with something opaque blocks the light. The spell ends if you cast it again or dismiss it as an action.
Okay.
Um,
I think that might come in handy for something.
yeah, I mean, if you don't want to use torches, that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing to use. Yeah, so that's your 4 cantrips, and let's go into spells. Because you have a
All right.
lot more spells to actually choose from.
Mm-hmm.
And I will just say right now, Charm Person sounds really good, but it has the same problem as Friends.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first option is Burning Hand. That's an attack. Charm Person, Chromatic Orb, Color Spray, Comprehend Languages, Detect Magic, and Detect Magic. In my opinion, if you are a magic user, that's a super good one to have.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, you don't have to take it, but just in my personal opinion, if you're a magic user, Detect Magic is a really good one to see if there's any other people with magical items on them, or if there's magical items within 30 feet that you're in. Also, I believe it also detects magic spells that have been used on other creatures, so it's one of
Mm-hmm.
those that it's like, oh, okay, this is good. I
Yeah.
know what happened here. Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat, False Life, Featherfall, Fog Cloud, Jump,
That could come in handy.
Fog Cloud?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me read about it a little. Uh, hey, I almost opened up to it. Yeah. Wait, where is it? Cloud. There we go. You create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point within range. That's 120 feet. The
Mm-hmm.
sphere spreads around corners, and its area is heavily obscured. It lasts for the duration, which is a concentration spell up to an hour, or until the
Mm-hmm.
wind of moderate or greater speed, at least 10 miles per hour, disperses it. Um, it also creates cover for you,
Mm-hmm.
so it's tactically it's a really good spell.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how much you want to like get into tactics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking out loud. Sorry.
Oh, okay. kind of like Luke with the very first chat we were having. Sometimes I too have a problem with interrupting people, especially if I start reading down lists and stuff, and I just kind of get into that mode of, okay, here's the next list, here's the next item, here's the next item. Oh, you said something? What?
Yeah.
Um, so going down the list. Oh, go ahead.
What about Magic Missile? I think
That.
I've heard of that one before.
Oh yeah, that is a good one. It's a highly combative one, but really good. And if you're only going to choose two spells for your, or no two spells for your sorcerer right now, Detect Magic and Magic Missile are
Okay.
two solid choices.
Alright.
Alright, so it looks like we need to get your spell save DC and attack bonus underway. And I just think that's because it doesn't see you as a level 1 warlock right at the moment. So, how we fix that is hit the cog right by the spell button, or the very top spells button, I should say. And somewhere on here, it should be like, ask you that kind of stuff. Actually, I think I might have this wrong again. They changed it enough that I'm getting slightly confused. Let's go back to your core.
Okay.
Okay. So, where it says class and level, you still have it on choose. So, I bet if you hit choose, you can go down to sorcerer and it will automatically fill in that important stuff on your spells list. Yep. Let's go back to spells. Yep. Sweet.
Yep.
So, these things are pretty important. Spellcasting ability, that's what kind of bonus you put on certain things and when you're making magic spell attacks. Spell save DC is what other people have to roll against to not be hit by some spells or be affected by some spells. Later on, you can get spells like, well, let's just say you actually didn't use Charm Person. They would have to make a Wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. So they would have to roll 13 or higher to not be affected by you.
Okay.
And spell attack bonus is the bonus that you put on your spell attack, basically. But Roll20 does most of the math for you, so that's something you don't necessarily have to know about, but it's good to know. Alright, I'm gonna kind of swipe control here, make sure we have everything for your character, and then I think we are done for the night.
Ooh.
So, class resource, other class resource, You have 4 daggers now, so you can just throw them.
Yep.
Constitution, charisma, all that stuff. I didn't really get any tools. I'll fill in the features for you because I'll be able to copy and paste.
Okay.
Yeah. And feel free to fill out any of this other stuff like character appearance, allies and organizations, stuff like that. Treasure, you'll be able to fill that out during the game as treasures are given. And we know you have your spells. Do a really quick check to make sure they actually work. Boop. Okay. Oh. Oh.
Hmm?
Alright. That's cool. So when you click Magic Missile now, it will come
Mm-hmm.
up with the dialog box of what level you're casting it at.
Okay.
Yeah. That comes important later when you have more spell slots at higher levels.
Mm-hmm.
Detect magic. Yeah, it looks like all your macros are actually working. That's good. We don't have to change any of that. I have to say, I think we have a full character on our hands. So, congratulations, you made it this far.
Whoa.
Yeah. There's one little assignment homework. I know you already have a character picture on there, but I'm going to give you a website which is kind of like just a portrait maker, so we can have consistent art throughout it. But later on, you can change it back to your awesome art. But for now, it's just I'm just trying to keep cohesion with the art style. But as I said, your
That's
character's
no
awesome.
problem.
So, huh?
No problem.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
I feel like sometimes I'm offending people when they can actually like make really awesome art. I'm like, can you just use this instead? And yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
I'm thick skinned. It takes a lot to offend me.
No,
So, you're good.
yeah. Well, I'd rather not offend anyone. It's just a crappy thing to do sometimes. So, yeah. And just take a screenshot and send it back to me in whatever means.
Alright.
It's fun and it has like cool art to it, so it's one of the better ones and more customizable ones that I found out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than like drawing it by hand.
Ah.
Yeah. Actually, I think you can get a character pretty darn close to what you actually drew, just in a slightly different style. So, yeah, have fun with that.
Alright.
All right. We'll communicate a little bit later about that rich dude that your character stole from, and what you
Woo.
stole from him, and how much trouble you might actually be in. But yeah, we'll have that as a surprise for both our audience and the rest of the group. And yeah.
Alright.
Anyways, how about you just take us out with your outro of who you are, where people can find you at, etc.
Alright. Well, I'm Very Random Butterfly. You can find me on my YouTube, Very Random Butterfly, or on my Twitter, which is would help if I had it out.
Isn't it VeryRandom Butterfly
Yes,
on Twitter? Yeah.
because Very Random Butterfly was too long for Twitter.
Ah. Yeah, I've actually had to memorize that because I keep trying to put in Very Random Butterfly.
I did want to try something simple like put in VR Butterfly, but apparently that was taken.
Aw, sucks.
Yeah. I'm like, what now? Abbreviate.
And I'm Paul. I'm the GM for this. If you're watching this, this is the YouTube channel I am running. And if you do want to find me on Twitter, I post mostly things about D&D and puppies. You can find me on Twitter by @Paul underscore Garish, GERRISH. Give us a follow, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. And by next week, December 6th at 7:30 Pacific, we should actually be playing our first game. So hurrah! Join us then and see what kind of trouble everyone gets into, because I guarantee there's going to be someone getting into trouble at least.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, no doubt. Okay, let's end the stream.